Okay, today we're going to be looking at lesson 1.5. We have so far been working on simplifying expressions. Now we're going to be working on equations, which means I need to have an equal sign. It says that we're going to do 1 to 2 variables. We are primarily going to focus in one variable for right now. Okay, so we're going to look at the vocabulary to start with, and we have an open sentence, which is a mathematical statement with one or more variables. So variable or variables, okay? So basically it's just saying that we have at least one unknown. It's open because there's something we don't know about it, so it's an open statement, okay? Equation, a mathematical statement that contains an equal sign. Okay, so now we're picking up those equal signs. A solution is a replacement value for the variable in an open sentence. Okay, so basically we're going to take an equation and we're going to have a variable in it. So if we have like 3x plus 2 equals 4, and we're basically going to find what number is our x value, okay, and that's going to be its solution. All right, scrolling down here. The next set of vocabulary words we have, number 4, is called set. Okay, set. And it's a collection of objects or not numbers, often shown using set brackets. The book refers to them as braces, but they're like little set brackets, and usually named by a capital letter. Okay, I'm not as concerned about the capital letter part as long as you understand that a set will have like a set bracket, and then you'll have a set of, like, let's say numbers. And it doesn't have to be any particular set or order, okay? And notice how we're going to be putting the set brackets out around any set of numbers that we might have. So right here, this would be a set of numbers. Now notice that it does say objects here as well. So we've got numbers and objects. So the objects could be like, I could have a set of squares, rectangles, smiley face, triangles. You could put all kinds of shapes in there, okay? It doesn't have to be numbers. However, we're primarily going to be working with numbers. All right, an element. Each object or number in a set. So an example of what we're talking about up here, if I look at this example just above here, I have -2, -1, 0, and 4. Okay, each one of those guys is an element. Okay, so for this problem, there are 4 elements. 4 elements. Okay. All right, and replacement set and solution set are going to be our next vocabulary words. Now, these are vocabulary words that we'll look at on the next page, and they'll make a little bit more sense to you, okay? So it's a set of numbers from which each replacement for a variable, okay, so variable, may be chosen. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you a set of numbers, and then you're just going to plug those in, and one of those is going to be your answer. That's a replacement set. It's telling you what numbers to use to replace the variable. The solution set is basically the answer, and we just put it in set brackets. So it says the set of elements from the replacement set can be, set that make an open sentence true. Okay, so it's true because one of them is going to work. All right, let's go to the next page. Okay, and here on example number 1, okay, it says find the solution set. So this means I'm going to put my answer in a set bracket. For each equation meaning equal sign, given the replacement set. So this guy right here is your replacement set. You are going to take these guys and put them in for the variable. Okay? All right, so let me zoom in here a little bit. And here's what we're going to do. You're going to show each number until you find one that works. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to take this 2, and I'm going to plug it in for the Q. So this is going to go in right to there. So I'm going to have 2 times 2. Instead of Q, I'm going to have a 2 now. Plus 5 equals 13. All right, and then I'm going to figure out, does it actually equal 13? So if I'm looking here, 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 5 is 9. So I have 9 equals 13. Nope, that guy doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to cross that one off, and we're going to go to 3. 2 times 3 plus 5 equals 13. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 5 is 11. So 11 equals 13. Does not work, so I'm going to cross that guy out. Okay, now I'm going to try 4. 2 times 4 plus 5 equals 13. So I've got 2 times 4 is 8, plus 5 is 13. So 13 equals 13. Oh, we found that one that works. Awesome. Once you find an answer, you can be done. So if you know that this guy right here is your answer, you show your work, you're going to be good to go. Now, you do have to write your final answer using a solution set. And then what number up here did we plug in? We plugged in the 4. And that's going to be your answer. Okay. All right, so let's try the next one here. So again, I'm going to take my -1, 0, 1, and 2 over here in my replacement set. Remember, this is the replacement set, and I'm going to plug it in for my variable right here for D. Okay? All right, so I'm going to start with -1. So I've got 28 equals 4 times the quantity 1 plus 3 times -1. Now, I am still going to do order of operations here, okay? So you can sit and try to distribute all that in, but it's much easier and faster just to follow rules of order of operation. Distribute property is really good when we have variables involved, okay? So in here, I'm going to have 28 equals, and I've got 4 times. All right, so 3 times 1 is -3, plus 1 is -2. So I've got 28 equals -8. No good. All right, I'm going to put it in 0. So 28, 4 times the quantity 1 plus 3 times 0. Well, 3 times 0 right here is just 0, so plus the 1 is 1. So 1 times the 4 is not going to be giving me 28, so that's not going to work. So I can cross that guy and that guy off. All right, so now I'm going to plug in the 1. So 28 equals 4, 1 plus 3 times 1. All right, so on the inside here, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So I've got 28 equals 4 times 4. Again, doesn't look like it's going to work out so well. So I'm going to cross the 1 off. All right, and let's try 2. So 28 equals 4. 1 plus 3 times 2. Okay, again, do the math here. So I've got 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Well, that's looking pretty good. So 28 equals 4 times 7. So 28 equals 28. Yay, it works. So my final answer, again, remember, it's what did you plug in? So I plugged in the 2, so I have a set bracket of 2. Okay? Now, just so you know, if for some reason they were to take out this 2, and so you would cover this whole guy up down here, and these were the only 3 options that they gave you, if that were to happen, you would actually have no solutions, okay? All right, and let's move down here to the next. Okay, it says solve the following equations. All right, so now really, guys, this is just going to be a review of order of operations, okay? So I'm going to start by doing my exponent first. So 6 plus 5 squared is 25, minus 5, divide by 2. Okay, so still working inside my parentheses there. I'm now going to have 20. 25 minus 5 is 20. Divide by 2 equals P. Now, according to order of operations, I have to do my division first, then do my addition. Okay, so I'm going to have 6 plus 10 equals P. So just keep in mind that this guy has to go first. So 16 equals P, and that's going to be my answer. Okay, so it's just like order of operations, except for now they've put an equal sign and a variable in there. Okay, all right, so let's go to B. Okay, and I've got T equals 81, or sorry, 9 squared is 81. Divide by 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay? All right, so I have to figure out how many times 3 goes into 81. So here off to the side, 3 goes in here twice. And I get a 21 left, goes in 7. So my answer is 27. And yes, you need to have the t equals part. Don't leave this off. T equals 27. Okay. All right, and my last problem here is a word problem. Okay, it says Amelia drives on average 65 miles per hour. Write and solve an equation. So now I need to have an equal sign. To find the time it will take her to drive 36 miles. Make sure to define your variable. So your little hint on this one would be that we are going to use the formula D equals RT. So distance equals rate times time. Okay? So as I kind of look back through here, it says she drives an average of 26 miles per hour. Okay, so 65 miles per hour. Okay, so that would be my rate. So right there's my rate. And she'll take her, how much time will it take her to drive 36 miles? So this is your distance. So I will have 36 equals my rate, which is 65, and my time. Now, I know we haven't really talked about this yet, but hopefully you know a little bit about, we would divide by 65 here, okay? And so once I got that, I'll end up with, I put this in a calculator, so I'll get 0.55, and that's rounded off, equals t. Okay, so now since it's talking about miles per hour, this is going to be hours. So t equals 0.55 hours. So about half an hour is what that's saying. Okay, now it did ask you to define the variable, so t would equal time in hours. Okay, all right, and you guys then need to go ahead and complete the following problems on a separate piece of paper. Okay, so here's the assignment that you need to try to do, and we'll talk about them tomorrow in class. Thanks.